This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Tuesday, March 17th, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So like I was saying before, I'm a little bit shocked that there's really just not much that's going on in the pre-market. So a lot of what we're going to be looking at this morning really just things that we know we're going to start moving once the market opens. A lot of, kind of old faithfuls at this point, because it's been, 3 weeks now where we've been pretty much seeing the same type of stocks giving us these big moves with these big ranges. But one of the things that does look real good is the CODX. So I know this morning as we were coming back up, we had some nice sell prints that came in at that 14 level. There really isn't a great show of hand in here yet, though, on the bigger type prints. I mean, we've gotten a lot of those below the bid, a lot of prints that are reporting completely late today. But we do, we have a little bit of buying as we've been coming up, towards that 14 level. But, on the bigger print side of things, I haven't seen that great show of hand come into this thing yet. So we're already underneath that 14 where that selling was. We're going to need to see something new because I'm actually seeing a lot more buying coming in right now than I am seeing selling. But once again, it's just a little bit mixed. But based off of the personality that we can see already during the pre-market, we should certainly expect a larger than average range. And yesterday was $1.54 it moved. So that puzzle really does fit for us to see a lot bigger move coming into today, because $1.50 for CODX is, I don't think, that was probably the first day that we've seen it under $3 or somewhere in that range. So definitely going to be the top thing on my list coming into the morning. Now, MRNA is another one where this thing has been a really good trade. I've liked a lot of what I've seen coming into this. Now, again, this morning, I'm not sold on really anything, and a little bit of buying at 29.50, a print at 30, and now we're coming back to the same 29.50 where we're seeing that selling coming in. So once again, just no real show of hand that came into it yet. But this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a $5.50 range. We're seeing these big moves coming into it, and once we get some clean controlling prints that come into it, it's been a very predictable trade. So another one that I'm going to be watching very closely coming into today. Now, there's another, well, I'll get to that afterwards. Okay, INO. So INO pushing up to that 7 today. This is another one where yesterday it only had $1.34. And I am seeing some interest that's coming in here this morning. You can see as we got closer to the 7, we have been getting some prints this morning right here, around a little bit above that 675. We have some ask prints coming in, basically 680s. We have some. So it's not, once again, it's nothing special yet. But it is giving signs of once the market starts to open that we are going to see a bigger move than usual, and we will, obviously we will get some type of controlling prints that come into it for us to really be able to, to outline a trade, a high percentage trade coming in. And then I got two side list stocks. So we have WTRH, which is right at that 1, which this is obviously going to have to fit game plan. It's very quantity coming in, but coming up to that 1 and just the amount of volume spikes that we kind of start to see popping into this thing, if we get past that 1 level, we might see a lot of volume start coming in and really be able to push this thing. Is it going to be a gigantic mover based off the variables that we see so far? Not really. And again, we just don't have a great show of hand in here. We've got some good, decent buying followed by decent selling, followed by decent buying, which when you have a quantity stock like this is definitely to be expected, but it's something I'm going to be looking at. It is towards the bottom of the side list. And then HTBX is another one. So HTBX is kind of falling a little bit now. I really want to see it hold this 65 level, but overall, we've had the buying that's been coming into this thing, and it just never really got that release. But we just continuously see buying after buying after buying. And if you remember, we actually have buying 1 and above in this thing as well. So it's another one that's going to be on my side list. I had a little bit of a pop this morning, but the pop was on really great volume. So I'm just going to be keeping an eye on it to see if we can get that breakout to finally be able to break past that 1 and really see this thing start to go. Once again, when the things are really slow in the pre-market, what we got to do is we got to go back to some stories that we have. And it's a decent one. It's nothing that's way too special once again, but at the same time. Another thing I'm going to be looking at is PDD, because something very interesting. Yesterday we started getting buying that was coming into it and then started popping back up. But if you remember, the actual pre-market yesterday was all selling, okay? And a lot of that selling happened earlier. So sometimes when that happens, we know it takes a lot longer for it to come back into fruition. But I don't believe for a second that this thing coming back up. I really am going to be looking to see it come back down towards that pre-market selling that we had yesterday, because it was just nothing but selling. But we have to remember, nothing but selling. If they're showing us that, a lot of times it's going to be building a position. So yeah, you know what? I'm really shocked. Danny just said it's crazy. It's not trading pre-market. I'm really shocked about a lot of things, to be completely honest with you. I expected a lot more movement coming into this morning, especially after yesterday. You're talking about 3,000 points the market was down. So, you know what? Once the market starts to get closer to that open, we should certainly see a lot more things coming in. But as of right now, it's really kind of just using some stuff that we've had and some other stories that we've had. Let's take a look at CCL real quick. What's it going up? Yeah, I mean, it's another one where I'd definitely be looking at to trade, but as of right now, there's just nothing there. I think they're waiting on Munch. Okay, yeah. Well, either way. So overall, patience. Okay, we have to have patience. We have a pretty small list today, and a lot of it's just with things that we have stories from before. Whoever has a bank Tesla at 450, yeah, I'm not. That's just a little bit expensive. And I know, yeah, ZM has made another beautiful move coming into the morning. Not really much volume at all being traded in this thing yet, but of course, we'll take keep a look at it. Nuggets, another one where I'm not going to be trading an ETF starting my morning off. I mean, ever. I'm going to be looking for something that is, it's going to have a big range and show a little bit more, but again, it's just not showing anything. The entire pre-market, I don't have a great show of hand here yet, and it is what it is. Once we get closer to the open, and then obviously at the open, we'll really start to see things show up, and then we're going to really go through there. Yes, APT has that story, but it's another one. Look at the way it's trading this morning. Now you're talking about 73,000 shares. It's baffling because based off of what we saw yesterday within this consolidation, you would have thought you would have seen. I mean, we got a huge drop. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not there yet. But overall, yeah, the story's certainly there. I mean, 15 definitely needs to break 15. It's got the buying too. I mean, it's got the buying to crush 15. So absolutely, just nothing there yet. So a lot of stuff for us to be looking at, just not a lot of stuff doing anything yet. And that's what it comes down to this morning. But guess what? We know what that personality is, so we're going to have a lot of patience. We're not going to try to do too much, and we're going to make sure that we wait for the show of hands. All right, guys? So let's get ready for our morning. Let's make sure that we're focusing on our habits as always, and we're making sure that, the thing that's going to greatly affect our trading this morning, that's what our focus is, our main focus. Let's make sure we have a game plan because of what we see out there and things being a little bit slow. Game plan becomes even more important this morning. Hit the lunk alarm when you see show. All right, guys, so let's get ready for the morning. The link for the classes will be sent out shortly. I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.